So now let's look at this matrix. We call it reading comprehension matrix. Does it really help you to answer these questions directly? No, I would not say so, but get a good understanding of this. This is like a little bit of science that we have developed so that it will help you to avoid certain set of questions, passages, pick the use easy ones, and optimize your time. Let's say if you have 30 minutes and you have 50 questions to answer and you have to optimize your performance, right? It's always best to have some sense on what to touch and what not to. And that is what we are trying to do with this matrix, with respect to the reading comprehension questions. So it's a 2 by 2 matrix. You have question difficulty, right, on one side, and then we are talking about the passage difficulty on the other side. So you might find a passage which is very easy to read and get very easy question on that, right? That is this part, must attempt. You should not miss those questions, miss those passages, because it's super easy to read. You'll read it faster, you understand things much easier, and then you get a very easy question from it. You should not miss such an easy offer to get a good score. Sometimes you find a very easy read, but the question could be difficult, right? So that means it's very easy to attempt in a way for you. Like you feel like, okay, I read the passage, kind of understood things. Now you'll see the question, you look at the options. Even though the options are a bit tricky, you'll force yourself to pick one. But, the chance of getting correct answer is low. The accuracy would be low, in this case. If you have a good accuracy, that's good. That means you do not find this difficult. So this is not an absolute easy and difficult question sort of a spectrum. You will have medium questions, slightly easy and more difficult things, but we're just giving you a sense that try to understand. If you get an easy passage, do not miss reading it and look at the questions, whatever you find them, whichever you find are easy, to definitely attempt them. That should be your priority. Then difficult questions, just make sure that how good your accuracy is. That is something you have to check and understand based on your practice of different RCs, and you can guess how good you are with respect to your accuracy in attempting a difficult question from an easy read. Now you can get a difficult read but easy question, right? That means the passage is very difficult to read and understand, but the question is easy. So once you have a decent understanding of the passage, or sometimes even if you don't have complete understanding, you might find it very easy to just refer to the relevant parts and mark the right answer. So this might take a bit of time, right? Because you have to read the passage, reread a bit of it, and find the correct parts and answer the question. But because the question is easy, you will most probably get the right answer. The accuracy should be very high for this, right? So what we'll recommend is this should be your next priority. The top priority is this, the next priority is this, the third priority is this. This is assuming that you have less time and you can only attempt limited questions. So just if you try to optimize your performance by attempting as many questions as possible and getting as many correct as possible, right? The last category to look at is this, difficult to read and the question is also difficult, right? Which is something which is sort of makes everything difficult for us. Already you have to spend a lot of time to read and understand the passage. Then I look at a question and I find that it is very difficult to answer, or it's tricky to answer. I'm confused with multiple options. So the chance of getting it right is low, right? So low accuracy, lot of time investment, it should be your least priority. So how can I develop the judgment of picking easy and difficult questions? First and foremost, understand what is easy for someone might not be easy for someone else. Like we have different types of questions. We'll discuss about that in another video. But you have to look at these type of questions, practice different RCs, from which you have to look at your accuracy, look at your strong areas and weak areas, and get a sense of which type of questions are easy for me, which type of questions are difficult for me, right? Based on which you can actually attempt the questions. So this one, easy question, difficult question, the judgment might vary from person to person, right? An easy read and difficult read also. If you are comfortable with, let's say, history topic, you might find a history read as an easy one, but someone else might find it difficult, right? So just keep this in mind. It varies from person to person, but based on what you feel something as easy read and the question is easy, do not miss those questions, right? That should be your priority. Right? Similarly, easy read and difficult question, difficult read but easy question, pick that as your priority. Then the difficult, try to avoid them unless you have time, you want to attempt, then you can go for that. That is this whole matrix. So the agenda of it is to actually help you to understand what type of questions to be picked, how to optimize my performance within the given time.